the New York references. What is there in this show for non-theater people?
Everything. It's so funny. It's so you don't have to be an actor or a writer to be in New York to enjoy comedy, and it's very relatable. And I think a lot of the themes are very relatable for people. You know, following your dreams, not letting your insecurities constantly bog you down, that kind of thing.
I also think, going off your question, that there's a part of the show that is written for said people. It's the fact that this is quite literally opening a window and just showing exactly what our lives are like, about the struggle, about the love, about the creative aspects. I feel like the show, of course, it's just for theater people who just love every single, you know, in the song Monkeys and Playbills, every single flop musical title is written in the song, but it's also, you have the theater people enjoying that, but then you also have the people that aren't familiar with the business who are just able to sit and enjoy and watch and see this is why these people do this. The fact that there's not another option for us, that this is exactly what's keeping us here and keeping us fueled and keeping us going.
Well, I think that's a great line. There's no other option. When you have the passion, there's no other option.
Exactly. And you see that in the characters. I mean, the fact that, what Marjorie was just saying, 10 months without a single, progression in anything, I mean, it takes absolute, just undying passion to keep it going.
Yeah, and it's about following that dream. Everybody has dreams. Everybody wants, these people want to create something, or somebody has a vision about a product or a new business, but it takes tenacity, it takes hard work, it takes steady work, So, and these guys plowed through, and so that's inspirational. The whole show is inspirational.
Absolutely.
It's very feel good for the audience. You'll come out of it in a very euphoric kind of way.
Yeah, whatever you're working towards, I feel like you feel motivated to keep going, because you see what the outcome could be for these people, and however that applies to whatever you're working towards at any given moment. So it's exciting.
This is real. I have two other questions. One is on a personal level. Is there anything that you individually learned about yourself, or was there any personal moment where it reminded you of something really special in your life, in your role with this show, and developing for the actors the character that you're developing? Because it's funny, but it's not a farce. It's very real.
Well, for me, about 2 years ago, I left my college to go work for the Disney Corporation. And at that time, I was thinking of leaving theater. I wasn't doing the things I wanted to do when I went to college. And I didn't feel prepared to graduate the following year. And so I took that time to kind of just reevaluate where I was at in life and my career-wise. And I think that's kind of where the show kind of goes. These people have been working for so long, and then some of them are starting to feel like they should give up. They're not getting there. And then this comes along and they're like, well, let's just give it a try. Let's do it. And whatever happens, happens. We're not going to, we want to get to Broadway, but that's not the main goal. The main goal is just to get the show done. And then once we get to that next tier, so it's very inspirational. Being back in theater, I look at that and just go, okay, doesn't matter how hard it gets, if they can do it, I can do it. And they made it to Broadway, so then my goals and my dreams of where I want to go as a stage manager, I can do it. I just gotta keep at it and keep working and keep going.
Yeah. And also, working on this show with the character of Hunter, and also working with Marjorie, who has just been pushing us so much in rehearsal. Just the realization of you can't just get by. It takes a lot of work and persistence and a lot of energy that you put into your work, and a lot of passion for it to be able to get where you want to be. And this show, and also just working on this specific process, has just been a reminder of that, a reminder to just not be complacent in wherever level of theater you're working in, but to keep pushing yourself and work harder and do more things and get it done, so that you can feel accomplished and reach your goals and stuff. So
I was so excited for the show because this is the first time. I studied piano my entire life, but this is the first show that I have sat down at a piano and played the entire score. And I mean, I was just so ecstatic to start it, but this process has been so just thrown upside down because of just medical issues that are just thrown at you. And I didn't tell anybody this, but I was in pre-op, and I almost started breaking down. Because it's not, I mean, of course there were nerves about this, but I mean, the surgeon was brilliant, but
And this is that you discovered you needed
Yes.
gallbladder surgery.
yes, I had
Ba-dum-boom.
I had my gallbladder removed. Yes, yes, yeah, 5 days ago, roll tide. But no, it was such a whirlwind because I was sitting in pre-op and I was talking to my mom as I was 20 minutes about to, have an abdominal organ taken out of my body. But I almost started breaking down because I wasn't at rehearsal. And it was so eye-opening for me is because I was like, Daniel, why are you upset? No, this is fine. Everything's going to be fine. And I was like, I realized it's because I'm not working. It's because there was a group of people in the space, and it was I was a part of a creative process, and I wasn't there. And I was getting so upset because not only did I feel, of course you have to take care of your body, but I was just thinking I had such a responsibility, and it was eye-opening to me to realize how important not only this process, but this business and working is, and how, I was gone 3 days, but I felt like I was gone for 2 years, It just really, it was eye-opening to me to realize how important this is. And you don't realize that until, you have to leave. You have to go 2 hours north and have an organ removed. So,
Something I noticed with I know it's true for my character, but I think it's also, I think everybody would agree it's true for their characters that you learn that you're enough. That I think the characters learn it, and you learn it as an actor because they're lost in the sea of people in New York, or then the sea of people writing musicals or performing, and you learn that you are enough. You're not just one of 100 people that look the same and sound the same. You as a unique individual, you're enough, and you can affect change, and you can follow your dreams and make them happen.
Personally, just knowing that I can sing the role. I think for me, coming into the process, I kind of psyched myself out. It's a bit more of a modern show than I've ever done before. And yeah, I would joke among the cast. I would say, I'm flattered that I am presumed to have this kind of range, but it's something that I didn't know about myself until I had more in-depth work with our music director, Jolyne, and just kind of singing with the cast and just being okay to say, okay, let's let it all go, not worrying about holding back or trying to modify anything to make it sound pretty and operatic, but letting it actually be this modern, tenory kind of voice.
shout out to Jolyne.
Yeah. Shout out to Jolyne.
She's
She's the best.
She's awesome.
Yes.
So I think I'm kind of with Casey in that, we just graduated, the majority of us, and we're going into this like for real now. It's no longer like, oh, well, in September I'm going back to school and can just like kind of coast for a while. It's real. Like we have to find a way to support ourselves and to not starve or live on the streets. Like it's so scary to imagine the fact that like, it's real now, but this show's done a great job of being like, it's almost a reminder that you can make a living in this even if you're not on Broadway, if that makes sense. It's many of us in this room are doing so, but yeah, we plan to. Broadway is just like that extra perk, like, oh, you've done a good job, here you go. But yeah, it's more than that, and I think part of the show you'll see becomes very Broadway driven because that's the ultimate goal, and Tony Awards and such. But more so than that, it's just creating the art that I think this show kind of brings you back to, remembering why you do it, not just for the money and the glory, but because you want to make something. So.
And an interesting time for us to have this conversation. The couple of hours before the Tonys, the biggest award in our industry of live theater, and to see our people being honored tonight makes us honored here in Trinidad, Colorado, because of the good work that we all continue to do. Thank you very much.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you. It's an honor to be here, and thanks to everybody at SCRT, the staff, the crew, the creatives, Bernadine and Jolyne, you know, designers. It's just a wonderful operation, and you know, a testimony to what you've built.
Yeah.